Richician!
Hey YouTube, Richician84 here, and I am profiling my normal Pendulum deck. Of course, I don't usually play Pendulum decks, but there are a few that I have done. Over the last 6 years, Pendulum Dark Magician, Dimension Dragon / Odd Ice Dimension Dragon, Supreme Kings, my Yuya character deck, and of course this deck. I couldn't resist playing a deck with normal Pendulum monsters basically. Though it's changed, well, the main deck's changed a little bit since last time you saw it. Extra deck, not so much. But yeah, let's show you what I got. So to start things off, I am playing 2 copies of Fire Opal Head. This is the newest addition to the deck. 3 copies. I don't know what that's doing there. Yeah, this is a new card that came out in Battles of Legend. I think it's an OCG import though. I think the OCG might have had it longer. But yeah, decided to add it in because it's a 2/5 beat stick with a pendulum scale of 0. Doesn't have a pendulum effect, but thought I'd try it out. Then 1 copy of Man Dragon, which also doesn't have a pendulum effect, but is also a 2500 beat stick. Then 2 copies of Lance Farincus, which I guess I'll go over their effects in case you're not familiar with them or forgot about them. Basically, it gives normal monsters the ability to inflict piercing damage. Next is 3 copies of Dragonhorn Hunter, probably one of my favourites in the deck. It gives normal monsters 200 attack points, even any normal monsters the opponent controls, which I didn't know until yesterday, and I take no battle damage from battles involving normal monsters I control, which is pretty cool. Then 2 copies of Falcolt's Cannon, I think that's how you say it. Basically, during the end phase of the turn that this was activated, I can target a face-up spell or trap on the field and destroy it. It can be useful. And then I'm playing this series of cards in the deck. 3 copies of Sky Dragoons of Traconia, 3 copies of Dragoons of Traconia, and 3 copies of Sea Dragoons of Traconia. Yeah, for some reason there's no Earth, Light or Dark monster in this series. Unless there is one and I'm just not thinking of it, but I haven't seen any. So they all have different pendulum effects as well. Sky Dragoons says once per turn, when a normal monster I control inflicts battle damage, I can target a card on the field and destroy it. Dragoons of Traconia allows me to once per turn search for a level 4 or higher normal monster from my deck to my hand whenever a normal monster destroys a monster by battle. And then Sea Dragoons says, when a monster is destroyed by battle, I can special summon a normal monster from my hand. One thing I will say is that I might add some other searchers to the deck, because these 2 cards right here are dinosaurs, so it might be worth adding Fossil Dig or Soul Eating Overraptor, I don't know, whereas Dragoons is a Beast Warrior, so maybe Tenki would be a shout. anyway, there are other monsters in this deck. So continuing on, I'm playing 2 copies of 2 of my favourite Pendulum monsters. 2 copies of Ghost Beef and 2 copies of Mild Turkey. The most ridiculous monsters in the game. Yeah, as much as I like these cards, I needed to drop them down to 2 so I could make room for the new guy, Fire Opal Head. Yeah, this lets me change their scales, basically, with the roll of a dice. Ghost Beef allows me to roll a dice, and until the end of the turn I can increase this card's pendulum scale by that number, maximum 10. Mild Turkey does the opposite, only it decreases. So it's generally worth a shot if I need a higher scale to work with. And 1 copy of Flash Knight, then 2 copies of Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon, because I thought I'd throw in some Odd Eyes cards in here, and it helps me get out my level 7s, including this and Ghost Beef. And then the last monster, which is the only effect monster I play in the main deck, is my personal favourite Pendulum monster, Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, which I also dropped to 2. Which is fine, because there's only 2 monsters in the deck it can search, Mild Turkey and Sea Dragoons, although they're both scale 7 Pendulum monsters. But yeah, it does help. And that's it for the monsters, you guys. On with the spells. Starting with 2 copies of Wavering Eyes, 1 pot of Riches, 2 copies of Summoner's Art. I guess this should be a 3 of, really. Let me know what you think. Regeki and Twin Twisters. So yeah, not many spells, and there's not many traps either, and it's the standard lineup. Mirror Force, Storming Mirror Force, and 2 copies of Fiendish Chain, because again I don't have any Solemn Strikes or Infinite Impermanences going spare. And now for the extra deck, which, like I said, I don't believe has changed at all. I have got Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, Draco Sack, the Cornetto, for rank 7s. There's different ranks in here. 6s include Utopia Beyond, Constella Ptolemy M7. That's it. I haven't got room for a Strike Bouncer, unfortunately. And rank 5s include Tiraz and Volcasaurus. I would play Adrius, but I don't have room. But of course I do have the Utopia package as well, and Honor Arc Castell, and Magister Paladin, the Ascending Draco Slayer, which I thought would fit in the deck quite well. It's just another throw-in, really, and Pendulum specific support card. I only play it for its first effect, really, which is when this card is exceeds summoned, I can add a Pendulum monster from my deck to my hand during the end phase of this turn. I can't use the other effect because I don't play any Draco Slayers in the deck, except this one, which is once per turn I can detach a material to special summon a face-up Draco Slayer Pendulum monster from my extra deck, but it cannot be used as an Xyz material for a summon. So again, it's not relevant, it's just there for that search. And for links, I've got Power Coat Talker, because why not, and 2 copies of Lanthorincus. I mean, these 2 are really just so I can extend my zones and get out more pendulums from the extra deck. Power Code Talkers, they're just to use it to beat stick, really, if I really need it. There could be better links I could play, but this is what I'm going with anyway. I also quite like how Lanforincus is similar to one of the pendulums I play, Lanceforincus. See the resemblance, can't you? It's just cool that I can play these in the same deck. I was actually considering playing Beyond the Pendulum in here, but there's just one problem with that. It needs effect monsters, and everything in the main deck except Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon is a normal monster, so I can't play it, unfortunately. But yeah, that is the main deck. The normal Pendulum deck, I should say. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and a comment, share and subscribe if you haven't subbed already. And let me know in the comments if it's worth me like bumping Summoner's Art to 3 and picking up Tenki and Fossil Dig for the deck. Anyway, thanks for watching, stay safe, see you guys later. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Richician YouTube channel.